you will learn how to solve equations with variables on both sides. Look at question number 12. You have distributive property on the left. Let's focus on this question. So I am going to take 7r plus 7, writing the question, and 7 on the outside multiplies r to get 7r. 7 on the outside multiplies positive 7 to give you positive 49 equals 5r plus 59. Now, if you look at the left side, you have 7r of the equal sign. Now, if you look at the right side of the equal sign, you have 5r. You cannot have variables on the left and you cannot have variable on the right. So what you want to do is you want to collect all the variables to one side of the equation. It doesn't matter whether you bring this to the other side, whether you bring 5r to the left. So for now, let me try to bring the 5r to the left side of the equation sign. The way that I'm going to do is 5r is positive, so I'm going to remove that on this side. Whatever I do on the left side, I should do the same thing on the right side. So 5r and negative 5r cancels out, so which means the r on the right side is gone. The only thing I am left with is 59 equal sign. 7r minus 5r is 2r plus 49. And now this is my two-step equation. So I need to isolate r alone, which means I need to get r alone. And r is being so closely watched by 2. We'll come to the last. So you got plus 49, positive 49. Let's go in with the negative 49 to get rid of this. Whatever you do on the left, let's do the same thing on the right. Positive 49, negative 49 cancels out, and you have 2r equals 59 minus 49 is 10. And now you need to get r alone. 2 and r, there are no signs between. That means they are multiplying by 2. The opposite of multiplying by 2 will be to divide by 2 on the left and divide by 2 on the right. Cancel out. 2 divided by 2 gives you a 1. So all you have is r equals 10 divided by 2 is 5. And that is the answer. Focus on question number 18. W plus 3 equals W plus 6. Now, remember, you cannot have variables on the left side of the equal sign and the right side of the equal sign. You got to have them only on one side. So let me try and bring this W to the other side by doing the opposite. So negative W. If you watch, positive W, negative W cancels out. Positive W, negative W cancels out. So all I'm left with is just a 3 equals 6. Now, if I look in this question, 3 equals 6 is not true. Since it cannot be true, that means you do not have any solutions. So no solutions are possible. Which basically means if you take any value for W, for example, if we take your W to be as 2, 2 plus 3 gives you a 5, the same 2 plus 6 gives you an 8, and they are not going to be true. So no value for W will make this equation come true. Let's focus on question number 35. N minus 10 equals 5 6 n minus 7 minus 1/3 n. The one thing you need to understand is that you have a denominator of 6 and a 3. Not only that, you got a variable n on the left side, you got a variable here and a variable here. So let's start this question. The first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of the denominator. That is so bothersome. So I'm looking at 6 and 3, and the least common denominator for 6 and 3 is 6. So what I'm doing is I want to get rid of these denominators, so I'm going to multiply everything by 6. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6, which is the least common denominator. So watch what happens. 6 times n gives you 6n. 6 times negative 10 gives you 16 negative. And 6 times 5 over 6n minus 7 times 6 is 42 minus 6 times 1/3 n. So watch the way I have done. I have multiplied this by 6, this by 6, this by 6, this by 6, and this by 6. So now on the left side I have 6n minus 60, and on the right side I have 6 on the top and 6 on the bottom, which basically means 6 divided by 6. 6 divided by 6 gives you 1. So I'm going to cancel this out, and I got just a 5 and the n. Minus 42, and now on the last term, if I put a 1 to make it look like a fraction, 6 and 3, they both can be simplified by 3. So 6 divided by 3 gives you a 2. 3 divided by 3 gives you a 1. So 2 times 1 is 2, 1 times 1 is a 1, so I'm just going to bring the n. So now, rather than having a denominator, you no longer have a denominator of 6. You just got numbers and variables to deal with. Now, coming to look on the right side of the equation. On the right side, I have 5n and I have negative 2n. They cannot be in two different places. They all have to be collected together because I need to save the n, and I can't do them if they are spread apart. So I'm looking on one side, so 5n I'm combining with negative 2n. 5n and combines the negative 2n to give you 3n minus 42. So now if I look on the left side, I have 6n minus 60. So now if I focus, I have variable on the left side of the equal sign and variable on the right side of the equal sign. So once again, I cannot have it. I need to bring one of the variables to the other side. So I am going to work on bringing this to the other side. The only way I can do something to get it to the other side is by doing the opposite. So 3n, I'm doing the opposite, which is minus 3n on this side and minus 3n on this side. 3n, negative 3n cancels out. So watch the way I have taken this and brought it to this side. So now 6n minus 3n is 3n minus 60. Just bring down all the remaining things, equal negative 42. Now this is your two-step equation, which means n is being so closely watched by 3. We'll come to this last. Let's get rid of the 60 negatives. So let's go into the positive 60 on this side and a positive 60 on this side. Cancel these two, and you get 3n equals 18. Now comes your one-step equation. Divide by 3 on this side, because 3 is multiplying, the opposite will be to divide, and divide by 3 on this side, cancel, n equals 6, which is the answer. Let's focus on question number 37. Now, if I focus all the variables, I have one here, and one here. Now, this is my equal sign. Now, if you look on one side, number 1, they cannot be in two different places on the same side. I'm trying to collect them all in one. When I try to collect them, I'm going to combine the like terms on one side of the equal sign. So I'm going to combine this with this. So 6.2h combines with negative 1.4h to give you 4.8h plus 5 equals 4.8h plus 5. Now look at the equal sign. You got it on the right and you got it on the left. Can't have it. Try to bring it all to one side by doing the opposite. So minus 4.8h minus 4.8h. Cancel. You got 5 equals, for some reason 4.8h also cancels with this, so you're left with 5 equals 5, which is true always. So that means you have indefinite number of solutions. That means any number you take for h, it will always make this equation come true. You have many solutions. Let's focus on question number 41. If you have a fraction that can change nice and neat into a decimal, you are welcome to use that. So I have 14 minus 1 over 5 is going to give you 0.2 j minus 10. 2 over 5 is going to give me 0.4, 25 plus j. And now I'm going to do the distributive property. The distributive property starts here and ends here. You need to recognize that. So this is going to be 14. So negative 2 times j is going to be negative 2j. And negative 2 positive 10 is going to give you positive 2 equals, once again, this is also a distributive property. Negative 4 on the outside multiplies 25 to give you 10. And I'm sorry, 0.04 times 25 gives you 10. And 0.4 times j is going to give you 0.4 j. And now if you look on the left side, I got constants. So I need to collect them all in one place, so it is easier to do the calculations. So 14 and positive 2 combines to give you 16 minus 0.2 j equals 10 plus 0.4 j. Now once again, if you look on the left side of the equal sign, you got a j here. If you look on the right side of the equal sign, you got a j here. You need to collect them all to one place. I'm going to take this to the right side by doing the opposite. So these two cancel out. The only thing that is left is 16. I'm going to write it as it is. Equal sign, I'm going to write it as it is. Please make sure that you are writing every single recordings. And plus 0.4j plus 0.2j gives you this. And now this is your two-step equation. I need to get rid of the 10. Let me do the opposite. Minus 10 on this side, minus 10 on this side. Cancel. And you have 0.6j just to work with. 16 minus 10 is going to give you just the 6. Now you have your one-step equation. Divide by 0.6 on this side and 0.6 on this side. 0.6 divided by 0.6 is going to give you 1. 1 times j is just the j. And 6 divided by 0.6 is going to give you 10 for an answer using the calculator. Now coming to the last question, finding the perimeter of the square. They are asking you to find what the perimeter of the square is. So if you focus on question number 46, the perimeter is found by adding all the sides up. So I'm going to add this side to this side to the top side to the left side. Remember, since it is a rectangle, whatever is here is the same as here. Whatever is here is the same as here. So now they are not asking you to solve for x, they're just asking you to find the perimeter in the simplest expression. So let's start combining all the terms. So 4x, positive 3x, positive 2x, positive 3x. Let's combine them all together. 4x plus 3x is 7x, plus 4x is 11x. 11x plus 3x gives you 14x. And now look at all the terms that are not highlighted. Negative 2 combines with a positive 7 to give you a positive 5. Positive 5 combines with negative 2 to give you positive 3. Positive 3 combines with positive 7 to give you positive 10. If you combine this, this, and this, you're going to get the positive 10, and that is the final answer.